Now, I'm ready to see the men's action in that war that we've heard so much about.
Me too.
The men's final pairs racquetball legend Charlie Brumfield and superstar Marty Hogan. We're ready to join the opening action in the men's finals. Marty Hogan, a student at San Diego State University, 19 years old, has won over $42,000 in less than 3 years, and is the all-time money winner. His mother taught him to play racquetball at the J in St. Louis. Marty hits the ball very hard, and to get in the finals, he beat Craig McCoy in 3 games. Charlie Brumfield, the people's champion as he likes to be known, is an attorney from San Diego, California. His father is an alumnus of Ole Miss University. Charlie is the Muhammad Ali of racquetball, as he bragged he could beat everybody, and most of the time he did just that. In the semifinals, he beat a surprising Steve Keeley in 3 games.
Gentlemen, play ball.
Okay, Charlie's getting ready to serve here. He's playing against the most powerful player in the game, and there it is. First shot out of the box is just a splat ball. The ball goes in and hits 2 walls at the same time and just splats right out in the middle of the court. We'll see Marty hit a lot of short serves, I think. His concentration on his service has not been good throughout the tournament, but he's been sharp with his shot making. He missed that one. It's just going to depend. If Charlie can relax Marty, if he can relax, we're going to have an excellent match. There's Charlie up there in that center control zone. He's not venturing into no man's land in either the front or the back, maintaining center court position, playing very well at this point.
Mike, let's once again mention the age difference, 10 years.
That's right. It is a big age difference. Oh, that should be a hinder. It is. It is. It's 10 years. Charlie's very tired. He's had a long tournament. He had some really tough matches against a surprising Steve Keeley, as you mentioned. Steve shaved his head, and then he went out and shaved Davey Bledsoe, last year's national champion. And it was really something to see. It was a 3-game match. Steve ended up beating Davey 15-7 in the third. It was just a super match. Charlie's off to an excellent start here. Marty, who usually gets out in front of his opponents early, seems to be laying back just a little bit. And he really cocks that backhand. Look at him move. They say he can't move. They say Marty Hogan's slow. There's a little emotion. They like to call him the Ili Nastasi of racquetball, Vicki, but...
No, I think it's the Jimmy Connors. And you know why? He says that he likes to be referred to as Jimmy Connors instead of Ili Nastasi of racquetball, because Jimmy Connors is a winner.
That's right, and that's what Marty is. Marty's a winner, and he does it in style. Well, there's another one. The ball is hit so hard, it's hitting your left wall, then your front wall, and just squirting out into the middle of the court. There's no way to return that ball. Here he's starting to put some moves on Charlie.
Oh, a straddle ball.
Good play on Charlie's part. He really was screened. He didn't see the ball well, and he got out of the way just in time. Marty taking a chance to let it hit him, but he goes and he rips that ball and rolls it out. Marty hits the ball harder than anybody in racquetball.
You know, I heard that an interesting thing, that Marty was clocked with a radar gun, and the ball was traveling at 142 miles an hour.
That's right, and they clocked Charlie with the same radar gun at about 65. That was an unforced error right there. Marty really, he makes a lot of mistakes, he makes a lot of errors, but he makes a lot of shots. Continual pressure on his opponent with a super hard hit. There, Charlie, exactly. Charlie makes an unforced error.
Let me ask you something about that bruise. Did Charlie ever tell you anything about the bruise on his leg?
Charlie told me a lot about it. I'm the one that gave it to him. He wasn't very happy. But they go away in time. There's another good shot. Marty hit a crack and the ball rolled out.
You know, these two are playing for the largest first prize ever, $4,000 to the winner, and the one who doesn't win, I hate to say he's a loser, but the one who doesn't win will receive $2,000, and that's not bad for one weekend's work.
That's right. There was another beautiful shot. Marty concentrating all the way through Charlie's diversion. He jumped over the ball intentionally to try to divert him. Didn't work. Marty rolled the ball out. The ball never went 2 inches over the ground. It was a great shot. You see Marty hitting a lot of easy serves. We call that in racquetball a little junk serve. And it's like a pitcher's off-speed shot, off-speed pitch, where he's been throwing fastballs, and then all of a sudden a changeup.
Yeah, the changeup.
Mike, an interesting matchup because these guys, unlike the first game with the women, these guys are friends.
Great save. They really are. That was a great save. We're going to see, I think we got a slow-mo coming up here. Charlie and Marty, no, we don't. But Charlie and Marty really hustle around the court, and Charlie said that he just didn't have the strength to keep this up. I saw him in the shower beforehand. He was just doing a super job trying to get himself ready for this. He is 29 years old, and he is tired. Marty just seems to do everything with such grace and such beautiful ease.
These guys seem to have so much respect for one another, Mike.
They really do. Marty is really a fan of Charlie's. I don't really know how to explain the difference in styles of players. So obvious, and yet the two get along so well, and Charlie has the utmost respect for Marty, and vice versa. Believe me, even though they're the hottest of contenders, there's a hinder ball. Jerry calls an over. Charlie the master gets on Jerry right away. He says, "Come on, Jerry, we talked about that." He wants to get into Halashier's mind right now, because if there's a close play down the line, Matt, he wants to be sure that he's got the referee on his side. There you see a short ball. We haven't seen any aces yet.
Take one.
An ace is just like in tennis, right? Where the ball is just not able to be returned by the opponent.
Right, Marty does that a lot with speed. Charlie raises two fingers. He thinks Marty got the ball in second bounce. In the meantime, Hogan blasts the ball, and it just never comes out. Charlie's screaming again.
Another outbreak is going to be a technical.
What's he saying? He's yelling at Benny Colton, the linesman.
4.
Very demonstrative.
Technical, Charlie.
Uh-oh. The referee gives Charlie Brumfield a technical. In iPro, International Professional Racquetball Organizational rules, that means they deduct a point. Wait a minute, the referee says hold it. They deduct a point from Charlie's score and makes it 7-3. I think that really, that's certainly something you don't see Charlie get upset about.
I was going to ask you if that was in character for him.
It isn't. He's usually very cool and collected. There's another mistake. I think it really did bother Charlie. That technical, it's not for sure what happened, but as we freeze right here on Marty, Charlie does not let things like that bother him, and there he lost 2 points in a row. And we're moving along here. We're seeing some excellent shots off the back wall. Charlie's moving Marty around left to right. As long as he can keep Marty on the move, Marty is not able to set up and hit that photon, that 142-mile-an-hour ball that we're talking about. But boy, there's a good rip. Look at that. But it went into the floor. Charlie knows that he has to maintain control. He was down 19-11 as we move into more action here. He's come back to 13-19. He hits a perfect ball. Look where Marty's in center court. He hits it perfectly right down the line. Marty has to travel all the way over. Marty, who does not have the great speed, still comes over and gets it.
There's a good shot of Goldie Hogan, Marty's man.
Serving 19.
Here we go with the action. Charlie's on his way back. It's been 11-19 when he started out. He scored 2 points. He's a little tentative right here. He just doesn't look like he knows what to do with that second serve. Marty is so dangerous. He can put the ball away from any height. We picked it up at 15-19. There's an incredible shot. I can't believe Charlie can do that with a 130-mile-an-hour ball. It's fantastic.
An interesting match. Straight finesse against power.
Well, it really is. You see Marty rip the ball from any height, from his shoulder, from his ankles, his knees, everywhere for winners. And Charlie has the classic stroke, the classic swing, and he's been helped a lot by his coach, Carl Loveday, who he's been working out with almost continuously for the last 6 months. It's caused a real resurgence in Charlie's game. He went into almost a year-long slump last year and went to daily workouts with Carl Loveday, and he's just come back fantastically. You see Charlie making a comeback here. It's cut a little bit short by Marty, and these guys are sure using up a lot of energy.
Yes, in racquetball, 850 calories are burned in 1 hour, and about 45 minutes of racquetball is equal to a good 2 hours of tennis. It's great for businessmen and all the moms out there.
It really is. It's a super game for the whole family, Vicki. Marty really ripped that serve. He's hitting good shots, but Charlie hits a perfect. Look at him. He's really getting excited. Marty is appealing the call. He thinks it was either a skip or a double bounce. And the linesman, David Fleetwood, shows him that it was a good shot. Charlie here is asking for a towel and a glove change. Now, a glove change means As he walks out the door, he is allowed to go out and change his equipment without a break in the action, and there's no timeout. And believe me, both of these guys are really tired.
Really. But although they're tired, Charlie just seems to look so calm and cool.
He really does. I think Charlie is a lot more fatigued than he's letting on at this point. Marty looks fresh as a daisy, and he really hasn't worked too hard. Charlie's struggling back from 11-19, and at 17-19, if he can just get a couple of more points, he may put a lot of pressure. There's some of our 450 people here at Memphis State. He may put just enough pressure on Marty Hogan to make him fold.
Yeah. Those 450 people are enjoying a tremendous tournament. And it just seems like Bill Tanner puts on a great tournament every year, year after year. And did you know that the amateur entry this year was of over 350 people? I think that's just great.
I do too. It gets bigger year after year, and we're more excited every year as it comes up because all the great pros come, all of the great amateurs from all over the United States come, and it's just fantastic.
Mike, at the end of game one here, it seems like we're seeing, though, Charlie use that experience to his advantage on this rally.
He really is. Charlie knows that if he goes up and down the line with the ball, he has a better chance of keeping Marty on the move and not allowing him to get set up. Charlie doesn't have that overwhelming serve. Now, here he holds his hand up. He thinks Marty got the ball on, too. He rolls it out. You think he'll appeal that now? No way. No way. He's going to take the point. It's 18-19, and we are getting tight. Again, the same serve. He goes to Marty's forehand. A little change of pace. Beautiful shot. Holy mackerel. Rolls the ball out. Fantastic. Right in front of Hogan. He's daring Hogan at this point. Come on and beat me. Marty pats himself on the leg. Let's go, baby. Short serve. Alicia's right on top of everything.
Mike, Marty seems a bit bewildered at the moment, though.
He really does. He seems almost like he's in a trance. Charlie, too. Charlie goes into a state where he doesn't really think. He just reacts. Marty's trying to keep him in the back court. Charlie rips a good shot. He's got a setup. Hits the ball. Look at that shot.
Nice.
Look at that get.
Oh.
He skips it, and Charlie goes crazy. Are they going to come out? No, here we go with a slow-mo. We're going to see it again. Charlie tries to put the ball away right here. He misses the shot. It comes straight off the back wall. It gives Marty the opportunity. He misses it. Charlie makes a great pass. Marty dives for the ball. Look at that extension, and he skips it in. Charlie knows that's the point he needs. At this point, it's 2019. Any freak, any accident, Charlie wins game one. He has to have it. He's tired. He takes a timeout. I guarantee you, if ever there was a point Charlie Brumfield needs, it's this one right here. He's exhausted. Oh, Marty's hit him in the head. But Charlie still is a gentleman. He's courteous. Things are going extremely well for him at this point. They are doing a super job.
Mike, Marty looks mad at himself right now.
He really is. He's really mad. He's called a timeout. It's 19-20. He's lost 9 straight points. He can't believe what's happening. You know, he's trying to get himself psyched up, but it's not for real. It's not Marty Hogan really trying to get mad.
19.
He's not Jimmy Connors at this point. He's just rolled over. This is game point, and Charlie rolls it out with his backhand. I'm going down there, and they'll take it.
And there's the winner in game one, and it's Charlie Brumfield, as Marty Hogan cannot return. And Charlie Brumfield takes a 1-0 lead in this finals of the 4th annual William Tanner Racquetball Tournament.
Charlie, that's amazing. You just gave Marty the inside-the-game donut from 14-19. He never scored another point. What happened?
Well, Marty's only weakness is a lack of what we might call as continuous concentration over the course of a match. I don't think anyone in present-day racquetball can match shots with him, but if he lulls himself into a sense of complacency, he allows a lesser player, albeit a good player, to stay in the game with him, and if you get close enough, anything can happen.
14-19, Charlie. You're standing up there. Marty hits a tremendous drive. It's going 125 miles an hour. You dinked it into the corner and it rolled out. How can you do that?
Well, that's a shot from yesteryear. The players that grew up with a slower ball learn to control different styles of shot making, and it comes in handy every once in a while.
One more question. How come he's not hitting those ace rollouts?
I think it's primarily due to the fact that the tournament's been a long and grueling one for everyone involved, and my legs are tired and his arm's a little bit tired.
I saw you in the shower before the match started. I know you're hurting. How are you going to be able to make it in the second game?
I can't go 3.
Okay, baby. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Marty, you're beating Charlie 19-14. You're playing the first game. You're playing for $4,000, and you went to sleep.
That's exactly what I did. I had him 19-12. I sat back like I always sat back against every single player. I told myself at 19-12 that I shouldn't let up. I should just kill him. And I didn't. And after it was about 17-19, I wasn't going to put out all effort to win. I wanted to lose because I want to go in there with this attitude of that I'm going to completely annihilate him. The next 2 games, he will not score over 10 points.
Marty, you want to play 3 games with Charlie?
I want to play as many games as he does and as long as he can last, because these are going to be the next 2 games. He's going to be going through hell.
Okay, now wait. Let me ask you something. We got a problem here. The Marty Hogan ace serve is absent. Is it on vacation?
Temporarily disabled list, but it's coming back for the 2nd and 3rd game.
Okay, you're telling me that you quit, you didn't put out in the last part of that game, and you're going back in and you're going to hustle?
I'm going to hustle, and I'm going to play like I can play. I'm going to really stick it. This is going to be the match. These next 2 games are going to prove who I am.
You heard it.